Can feel it, can't you? The tension, the electricity, baby. Mexico, Formula One, Grand Prix. Lads, we're not talking. Sorry, you have to excuse me. I'm actually stirring my tea with a pen. What am I doing? What the hell is wrong with me? Anyway, sorry. Okay. Guys, we're not talking theories here anymore. We're not talking hype. This is it. This is it. It's game on. 40 points between Verstappen and Piastri. And Norris is in the middle. 40 points. If you told me 2 rounds ago, in fact, I was talking about this, right? Well, look, Verstappen, he's got a long shot, but look, lads, he's got a mountain to climb. He's got the Mount Everest to climb. But 2 races later, now I'm saying it's game on. The way our bodies are changing every race here, it's insane, man. And now, okay, Verstappen still has a bit of a long shot. He can't afford to have a DNF. Not one, okay? And he's still in that mentality where he needs to be all gloves are off. Now, the bounce effect of that is great. McLaren are now going to start feeling the pressure amped up. And believe me, lads, I've seen this. I've been there, done there, worn the t-shirt in karts, in Formula Ford, in all the series I've raced. I've seen this happen over and over again. History repeats itself. I was calling these races, Piastri's got this wrapped up, man. Yeah, it's over. It's over. To now, if you did a before and after shot, I'm a completely different person here. And look at the math. Look at the standings. The guy's lurking like a shark that smells blood from a mile out. And God, this is good for us, lads. And this is why this weekend matters. And we're going to get right into it. And this is why Max Verstappen, I'd even say, needs to start in 3rd position this weekend. Not pole, not 2nd, not 4th. The top seat of the house is 3rd. And believe you me, all the teams would be hoping that they could start in 3rd position, not pole. Let's get right into why.
Walsh running the Irish green, and look at the move he's making down to the inside.
Moves to the front. What a move from 5th all the way to the lead in lap 1.
Walsh takes win number 2.
Peter. Walsh. Okay, let's call this pressure and position. Now, here's what I love about Mexico. That long straight, the main straight before you go into turn 1. Oh, lads, it's not just long, it's biblical, especially for Verstappen kicking off this weekend. If he can qualify 3rd, oh dear Lord, he's going to be rubbing his hands together, getting very, very excited. The long straight, it's you could practically order a cup of coffee, sip it, check your mirrors, and then hit the brakes. It's a long one. And here's where things get spicy. The perfect slipstream is in 3rd position. You've got that long run into that turn 1. You've got that sweet draft. You're tucked right behind the 2 McLarens, let's say. Okay? Letting them punch a hole in the air while you build up speed like a guided effing missile. And then bang, you've got the slingshot, the slipstream. This is what we need. And by the time they hit the braking zone, you've got some momentum. You've got some space. You've got the racing line to swing around the outside of turn 1 and then into turn 2. So even if, let's say, the perfect picture here. Let's say Verstappen puts it on pole. He gets the slipstream all the way down into turn 1. He gets blocked, okay? He can't find a way through. If he can just manage to stay on the left-hand side, the outside going to turn 1, he's in the inside automatically for the next turn. So he even still has a chance, if he gets blocked in by a slipstream, to again get the lead, or maybe even second, into turn 2. This is the beauty of it. And it can be poetic, it can be mathematical, it can be murder. And don't underestimate the first corner dynamic. Pole sitters are nervous with this one, lads, okay? Because whoever qualifies on pole, I'm telling you now, they might put their fists in the air right now. That'll be all for show, because they'll want to make the other drivers think, oh yeah, we've got this, man. We're confident. You got to show the confidence, right? You got to show the beast in you. But they're going to be secretly going, oh no. No. And I guarantee you, those engineered debriefs before the race starts, they're all going to be saying, okay, guys, we got to be careful going into that turn 1. This is very, very important. Even the end of lap 1 can be vital. Vital! Because it's all about getting that momentum off that start line. Now, of course, look, Verstappen has got to make a good start, just like them all. And he's been on the ball with his he's been on the ball with his starts recently, lads. This is great news for us, you know? I mean, I've been all in on Piastri this whole year. But now I want Verstappen right up there. I want a 3-way showdown at the last round in Abu Dhabi. Can you imagine that? 3 instead of 2? How awesome is that for us, lads? And I'm not peeing on any Piastri or Norris fans or even Verstappen fans. I've been going for Piastri all along. But we want a good showdown. We want a good fight. Let's just go back again on the drivers here, lads, okay? Max Verstappen, like we said, he's got nothing to lose. All the gloves are off. He's free. He's the guy in the poker game who's short stacked and suddenly starts going all in. That's the most dangerous player on the table. And Lando Norris, I don't know if the guy's actually cracking. It just seems like he's not invested. Like, I mean, I did have a go off him there only a few days ago on the reaction from the last Grand Prix. You know, saying, why is he smiling? The guy could barely keep himself together in the press conference. I mean, at this stage, I'd be depressed. I'd be concerned. I'd be worried. I certainly wouldn't be smiling and laughing, showing the whole world that, whoa, Peter doesn't give a damn, does he? The guy literally had to hold back at one stage in the press conference because he was laughing so much. Now, I don't know if you call this cracking or not. Maybe he just doesn't give a damn. You know, I'm sorry, any Lando Norris fans out there. I'm sorry, but surely you can see what I'm on about here. Why would you be smiling? Can you imagine if you're in your own, let's say, workplace, right? You're not performing for the boss. The boss should be concerned about you right at this stage. And all of a sudden he's like, hey, John, you didn't do your full job today. Why are you smiling? Sorry, dude. Why are you laughing? Sorry, did I miss something incredibly funny or what? Or what's going on here? Would you be smiling in front of your boss? Or even worse, the whole world for everybody to see? No. Even if you don't care, you'd probably be putting on a bit of a show anyway for the boss, wouldn't you? You wouldn't want him thinking that you don't care. It's bizarre, man. You know, and if I were McLaren, I'd be slamming the table. And, you know, you're supposed to be hunting a championship, not joking like you're on Top Gear here with your lap in the road car they do. And meanwhile, okay, Oscar Piastri, he's still calm enough, analytical. He's in that defensive, just finish mindset. All he's got to do is keep finishing on the podium. He didn't the last Grand Prix, which is great for us. But Verstappen knows better than I think these two boys. He's seen champions fall because they started driving to protect something. You protect what's yours right now. It's not his, and he's chasing. Now, let's really get into the detail of. We'll be speaking simple. We're not going to be going into technical jargon here, lads. I don't want to be boring you, okay? But this is where now Max Verstappen really has the advantage here at Mexico. The Adrian Newey effect. The Adrian Newey effect. The Adrian Newey DNA is built into that car still. And even though the man's gone, The fingerprints are all over this car. It's not just the designs, the architecture. Like, that's a legacy that bends air itself. The guy's so good, you know. And the new team boss, I always can always forget his name, or I just can't pronounce it. So anyway, the new Red Bull team boss, even though I love Christian Horner, the guy was an engineer. And that can definitely be a huge advantage. There's no doubt about it. But then there's pros and cons for both. So this guy, and in fairness, I've got to give credit where it's due. I was very skeptical of this guy coming in. Very skeptical. He hasn't messed with the car. Okay? He hasn't. It'd be like you coming in, replacing someone in a new, you get a new job. You've just replaced Debbie, who was the marketing person. Now you're the new marketing person. You've noticed that Debbie has everything set up quite well here. You might actually change the chair around because you're taller or smaller than Debbie, but you change the chair. You might put up different icons on your desktop screen. You might just add on something subtly to your email marketing campaign, you know, something. But you haven't changed much around because you knew Debbie was on it. She was all over this. That's what we have here. And now, that's a smart man. Okay? He's not letting his ego in the way. He's being humble. He's saying, look, man, okay, Adrian Newey, he is the man. He is the man. Let's keep what we have here. It's working. Now, the guy has only come in halfway through the season. So, and there's huge rule changes next year. So, to me, this guy, he's being very smart. Listen, you know, dude, let's just not try and change the wheel here, reinvent the wheel. Let's just build on what we have already. That is a very smart, logical boy. He's not letting his ego come in the way. He's not coming and going, right, that's it now. I'm done. Don't mind Adrian Newey. I'm the man. I'm going to show you how to sort this all out. He's not. That's a very humble man. A lot of respect for this man. A lot of respect. And the main straight is going to be great because the Red Bull is a flyer on the straights, as we've seen in Baku, in Monza, in different tracks. And it's going to help here on that long straight going down into turn one. It's going to tremendously help. And the S's out the back. You've got the left, right, left, right, left, right. That is Adrian Newey effect come all the way in, baby. Because that car just, it doesn't just get grip. It generates, it produces grip. That's how good this car is. It is amazing. And these are two areas I think where Verstappen's going to be very, very strong. So, okay, let's look at qualifying and the race. Now, qualifying, it can be absolute mental warfare, I think, when we get down to this. I think every team will pretend that they're aiming for pole, but deep down, every strategist on that pit wall knows third is the ticket to the chocolate factory, man. It's the golden ticket. Now, will anybody have the balls to lift off deliberately in qualifying? Probably not, right? Because this is the tricky part. What the drivers can't do is go out in qualifying 3 and lift off at the last second. Because they might go, and in fairness, every driver, including me, if I was still there, you'd still be saying, oh man, what am I going to do here? You can't afford to lift off, because if you lift off, you might end up in 4th, 5th, or 6th. So you still have to play it that you're going for pole. You're just hoping that you're not going to get pole. And there is other tracks like this. And here's the thing, though. If Verstappen or any of the other drivers can position themselves, this is very, very important. If they can position themselves where they're the last man on the track. So, okay, imagine this. Let's paint the picture. It's qualifying 3. Piastri is in pole for now. Norris is in 2nd. Verstappen 3rd. There's 10 seconds left. And then all of a sudden, let's say Piastri and Norris, they don't go any further. They're still stuck in first and second. And the clock's down. Verstappen's the last man past the start-finish line. I hope I'm doing a good explanation, by the way. Sorry, guys, if I'm not, right? But normally, if this is qualifying, if Verstappen is the last man and he's going past that line on his last qualifying lap, and if he's stuck in third, in normal situations, what will he do? He'll go for the pole, right? He'll try and go quicker. But if he is the last man, there's no one else left on the track to do a lap time, and he gets radioed. Okay, Max, whoa. You're all good. You're the last man on the track. You're in third. The two boys are still where they are. And it's guaranteed that he's third. Chances are he's going to lift off the gas. In fact, not even chances. He will lift off the gas. I would be amazed if he still tried to keep going. Amazed. And that's how I'd be playing this. If it was me, I'd be the same thing. Oh, am I in third? Brilliant. Woohoo! I would be celebrating like it's a qualifying pole. And I'd be literally lifting off the gas. Nope. I'm all good here, lads. I don't need pole. Thank you very much. That's what we're looking at, lads. And if Verstappen wins this weekend, oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. We still need the McLaren boys to have a nightmare. We still need it. But it just keeps it alive. And if even if Verstappen finishes, takes the win with fastest lap, Piastri finishes second, that's another 8 points he's taken off him. Another 8 points. And we've got a couple of sprint races coming up too. Here's where it gets also very exciting too, lads. After Mexico, we go to Vegas. And another high-speed track that will be brilliant for Red Bull. So I could see them doing really, really well here at Mexico this weekend. I hope. And look, I could be wrong. Something's telling me this is how it's going to play out. And they've also got the handling. Good for the other tracks too, like Abu Dhabi and Qatar. So Verstappen, look, he's experienced. He knows how to play the end game. Piastri, I wouldn't say he's learning. Look, because you don't come into Formula 1 and you start learning. Look, that's what they do, and that's what pisses me off, I gotta admit, with the mainstream media. That what they try and do is make it out that all your way up from karting all the way up to Formula 4, 3, 2, you're winning, but you don't have the experience until you get to Formula 1. That's total bollocks. Now, it can be for some drivers, because, all of a sudden you've come from a place where in the lower levels, you're paying your way to get to Formula 1, and then all of a sudden you get to Formula 1, and here you are, you're getting paid now. And of course, you've got to live, breathe, sleep in the gym. So yes, look, it can be like that, but if you know the type of caliber of the driver, once you see a guy like Piastri, you're like, he's one of those guys that does not need to learn. He does not need experience in Formula 1. He's there. He's there. And that's what we're looking at, lads. And all Max needs is like even just one more perfect weekend. Now, maybe this is a long shot. Maybe this is too much to ask. But all you need is the two McLarens to have another DNF and Verstappen to go on and take the win. Oh, Lord. Now the pressure's majorly on. Because if that does happen, let's say it's this weekend, right? There's not a sprint race this weekend, but let's just say it happens this weekend. Verstappen takes the win, the fastest lap, 26 points. Now there's only 14 points left if Piastri and Norris don't finish. 14. Like, all you need to do is actually win your next two races and as Verstappen and Piastri to finish second, and you're neck and neck on points. Neck and neck on points. Guys, it's chess at 200 miles an hour at this stage. This is strategy. And the board is tilted back in Max Verstappen's favor. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but I'm seriously pumped for this. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Walsh running the Irish green, and look at the move. He's making down to the inside.
Moves to the front. What a move from 5th all the way to the lead in lap 1.
Walsh takes win number 2.
Peter Walsh.